It's never been a gait of mine to speak if I think a voice seems out of line. I've always thought best to leave it unsaid. Be a purple wine cup, choose night and hang my head, preserving my perfumes friendlier bees, whose stings are reserved for daphnes and lily of the valleys. Inviting a buzz that's always safe ensures my nectar is juiced only for those with taste. It wasn't until the daisies drooped and I became a poisonous fruit, an angel's trumpet, narcotic tip to root, that I found my previous loop of harmless tulips and white poppies were abhorred by my oleander tendencies, as if I could do what it was doing to me, to them. Incur troubles in their nervous, digestive and cardiovascular systems, and bring them down to grassroots level, where they'd be trodden under heel and narrow. Ill-educated was I, as were they. I'd never intended them to know how my garden grows, but the nightshade living in the flat below saw fit to scour my mail and said, "I see the doctor favours your home. If there's something wrong, we all should know, lest you pass on your sickness on stair or lift, or by passing my mail back to me when it has gone adrift. We'd share the load if it were big. Oh, you're losing weight, dear, you're but a twig. Come in for tea. Tell me all there is to know." I was intrigued how far this sympathy would go when I told her I was rotten through with a disease that as yet had no cure. A scent of oils in her living room, the deceiving alang made me think that she may well understand the need to sink and allow the burden of this trunk to splinter and smoulder in friendship's fire. The seat was warm and hued dianthus, the cup of herbal a violet fuss with words of kindness about the inside, so that as I drank I felt tenderness and cried, just as Alice must have done when she drank too much of the little one and lost herself to a new, strange world where gardens were full of dangerous girls. The same as she, when I opened full tilt, like a moonflower with its clock all out of sync, I was captured and put in the cuttings bin, sent back upstairs to where my story begins, swollen to my original size, but friendless, and all the more wise-eyed. Petitioned out of my own home, I left the roots and seeds I'd sown, knowing they would all succumb to rot, and the needy slugs living in that sudden trough of lies and pity and sympathy false and deathly tricksters. A juggernaut of all flowers villainous but with fairish face, I left to learn a different kind of grace. As I said, I have no words to truly spell my inward hurt. I left my home, bade my time, strengthened my forces against the inward rise of illness and anger. I thought best one at a time, and once the poison was controlled, after months of echinacea, ginger and thyme and injections into the tubes of me that quickened my pulse and made me smile, I was finally ready for the next adventure. I'd go abroad in search of all the elixirs I'd never find in a country so bladed with green and balding patches of faded used to be cricket grounds or balls or chess matches, where old men sit, all genuinely hatching another war against any petal different that would shake them down like maple seeds with new ideas, or fantasies of a braver world where species different could bed together with shared commitment of a life that's meant to be florals, indiscriminate, where colour and race and health and disease can all grow together to make time ease a little. His life is sometimes long when the seasons are perpetually spent alone. So, to Mexico, where the blood flowers grow, then America to pick a peck of false indigos, south to Guatemala to seek yellow jessamine, binding all beauties together in the Caribbean with pink frangipani, knitting the fragrances of pestle and water the old-fashioned way till petals turned into water, carefully honing the drops into a glass angelic, popping in a stopper and sealing in the contents tragic, and, as a special free edition, I thrashed the remaining fronds into submission and sewed them safely into netted bags of tea. The aroma alluring, the taste somewhat deadly. I posted them back to where I was from. I knew my name on the package wouldn't stop the imbecile from prying. She'd have to know why post was still arriving to the HIV abode. I can only imagine her reaction inside when she's scorched with acid perfumes, a stomach teeming with nature's spies, leaves macabre, realise the ruse. She's driven by greed to pluck the clues. Perhaps it was tame. Perhaps she even swore in my name, maybe a limp to the top of the stair where once she would look and pity me there, or simply a choke and a drop to the ground where worms took her body and God impounded her thoughts to down below. Oh, I hope it was so. Oh, now may the flowers grow, so that I, still quiet, meek and mellow, can live out my days, not as a weeping willow, but orchid high, and gloriosa bellowing, with soft breezes of mignonette to soothe my trouble.